The next direction that you walk is the direction on which you say, it happened to me. I want to make sure it does not happen to anyone else. Have you realized it? तपाईँको लाइफको जति पनि प्रब्लमहरु छ, when you are in that high level of motivation, those big problems, they start to look so small in front of you, isn't it? The first phase of life is what I like to call is the worst phase of life. Now that is not something which happens at first, not necessary, but this first phase is the worst phase of life. The kind of phase in life जतिखेर जुन तपाईको जीवनको candle of light हुन्छ नि, slowly and gradually it starts to go down. Slowly and gradually it is like giving you a goodbye. And you're like, I don't have hope, and it is the worst phase of my life. Jack Ma भन्ने व्यक्ति, you have heard about him, one of the richest man in the world, 30 times rejected from interview before he became what he is known for today. Jack, wow, genius. हमें तो मालूम नहीं था. J.K. Rowling, depressed, very poor, before she wrote the book, genius, Harry Potter. Saw you. Walt Disney, जब वो newspaper में काम गर्नुहुन्थ्यो, he was told, you don't have imagination and you do not have original thinking. Steve Jobs, you know his story, thrown away from his own company. Mr. Bean, he had speech disorder. Thomas Alva Edison, he was told, you can learn nothing. 1,000 inventions or even more, you can learn nothing. Albert Einstein, he was not able to speak till age 4, until he was 4 years old or even more. He was depressed a lot of times. Beatles, they were told by recording studio ki your voice does not suit the market right now. Eminem, he was filed a case by his own mother. Eminem, he was brutally punished and was in coma for a week. Eminem, he was depressed at the same time. Abraham Lincoln lost election 8 times. His fiancée died. His business got broke down. He had a nervous breakdown at the same time, and then he became the president of the United States, the 16th president of the United States. My dear friends, we have tons and tons of stories like this. Oprah Winfrey, she was said, you are not the right person to be in the television. Shah Rukh Khan, thrown away from his apartment because he was not able to pay bills. We have tons and tons of stories like this. I'm going to read your story as well. Because every one of us, we experience some form of worst times in our life. There is a story, there is a lady, June, most probably she was in Europe, some part of the Europe. Suddenly, some thieves came in her house. She was like speechless. Like risk, basically. What she said was, do nothing to my children, but you can rape me. Surrendering yourself for the greater good. And then yes, the thieves, they raped her. She was in a very brutal state. The thieves went off. There came her husband. Husband, she told everything. And then what the husband did was, husband left that lady. Now that is the moment in time when she would say, it is the worst phase of my life. My dear friends, worst phases on our life, they are going to happen. Maybe they are going to happen when you will see some of your family members dying in front of you. Maybe the worst phase in your life will happen. Your big dreams will collapse in front of you. The worst phase may happen in your life. Something that you truly unexpected, something that you truly did not expect in your life is completely going to go down. But worst phases, life has some plans to give us some worst phases. There are some people who experience a lot of worst phases in life. There are some people who experience it a little bit. Maybe some of you have already experienced it. Or maybe you have experienced a little bit of it and you're thinking, it is the worst. It was the worst phase of my life. But there's this song that says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You've heard that song, isn't it? Not always true. What doesn't kill you, it can make you damn weak as well. It can. It can make you weak like no one else. And what doesn't kill you, it can sometimes make you stronger like nothing else. When you are in that worst phase of your life, you got 2 directions to go. The first direction is त्यो बाटो जुन बाटोमा you go when you're hopeless. त्यो बाटो जुन बाटोमा तपाईं जानुहुन्छ, when you tell to yourself, it is my nightmare, I cannot live with this. जतिखेर you say कि now my life is worthless. That's one direction. The next direction that you walk is the direction on which you say, it happened to me. I want to make sure it does not happen to anyone else. The next direction, when you say कि, you say, मलाई भयो म अरूलाई हुन दिन्न. When you say कि मलाई एकचोटि भयो आजबाट, it's not going to happen. When you say कि I learned the biggest lesson of my life and I'm going to live my life with that lesson and I'm going to convert that wisdom into reality. Just like that Europe lady, then she became an activist. Rape भएको victimहरूको लागि काम गर्नको लागि she opened up an organization and then she started rescuing and helping thousands of women all around the world. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Sometimes it makes you damn weak. And sometimes, if you can convert the meaning that you get, because what happens to you, it matters less. What you take out of what happens to you, it matters more. Sometimes when you see it differently, you become stronger like nothing else. And then you can listen to that song. What doesn't kill you, sometimes makes you stronger. And that is what you have become. The first phase of life. The worst phase of life. The second phase of life is what I'd like to call is the struggling phase of life. यस्तो खालको phase of life जतिखेर तपाईको mindset तपाईको फेभरमा छ तर तपाईको अवस्था तपाईको फेभरमा छैन. You getting me? तपाईको situation, the luck, the universe, the time, the nakshatra, they are not in your favor, but you are consistently struggling. You are consistently fighting. Friction force एकदमै धेरै छ यार dear science का विद्यार्थी. Resistance एकदमै धेरै छ यार. त्यो कारणले गर्दा you're not able to walk and you are in that struggling phase, and this is the phase when you have up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. A lot of struggles you're experiencing on the way. Dear dude, people come to me and they say, Saunak dude, you are so lucky. Honestly, I feel like I have been one of the very unlucky person, literally. That is what I felt. And I know that is some of you feel as well at the same time. Just think about it. 18-19 वर्षको केटा, when I was, अहिले होइन, I started this thing which I'm doing right now. Spreading the word of wisdom. 18-19 वर्ष भएको बेला नेपाल जस्तो ठाउँमा जुन ठाउँमा हामीहरू हुर्केका छौँ सुन्दै उखानकी आगो ताप्न मुडाको कुरा सुन्नु बुढाको, don't have a degree, don't have knowledge, don't have the stories of failures to share, don't have the stories of success to share, but there are hundreds and thousands of people listening to that person, and that person is one of the highest paid speaker in the country. It was definitely not a story. Honestly, it was definitely an easy highway, not an easy highway. Yes, it cannot visibly be seen. 3 लाख जनासँग interaction गफ्ता हान्यो. That is what our society believes. That is what most of the people think. He's going to share a speech. I'm going to share a story. That is what most of the people think. Yes, I don't share a lot of stories. I have tons of stories. That's going to make people's eyes wide open. But I'm more into sharing the wisdom that can actually help and touch lives. That's me. The story of my life has been the story of underestimation. एकचोटिको किस्सा आउँछ I was giving seminar on one of the colleges in the country. सिसाको hall थियो, भित्र गएर दामी तरिकाले सेमिनार गर्यो, ट्रेनिङ गर्यो. I do more of trainings than seminars actually. That's even more powerful actually. बब्बाल भयो. घर आइसकेपछि कल गर्यो अर्को दिन टिचरलाई, सर अर्को दिनको किनकि 7 days को हाम्रो कन्ट्र्याक्ट हो, अर्को दिनको ट्रेनिङ कहिले हुने भयो? सर रिप्लाइड कि हामीलाई कम्प्लेन आयो. And I asked कम्प्लेन के? And he said कि पर्सनालिटी नभएको व्यक्तिले पर्सनालिटीको कुरा गर्नुभयो. The contract is cancelled. I was damn angry, of course. I had 2 things to say. First, I don't talk about personality. First, I talk about personal development, not personality development. First thing. Second thing, personality is 90% of who you are, 10% of how you look. Mahatma Gandhi was personality of the year. Not because of how he looked, but because of who he was. And then I asked him, hall भन्दा बाहिरबाट कम्प्लेन आयो, hall भित्रबाट कम्प्लेन आयो, सिसाको hall थियो, बाहिरबाट कम्प्लेन आयो. And I was like, I knew that. Dude, I'm gonna see you again. I kept the phone. I was damn angry for sure. And that is just one piece of his story out of thousands of things that happen on this journey. His struggle is the part of life. And I know one thing is for sure. तपाईहरु जति पनि यहाँ आउनु भएको छ नि, हैन, सुनको अन्डा पाएको होइन के? There has been big damn struggle. Yes, some people they say कि कहाँ बाहिर गयो, बाहिर भाग्यो and all those bullshit. Dude, change is the only thing constant. Dude, migration is the nature of life. These people out there, they have struggled, no doubt. These people out here, they have cried, no doubt. These people out here, they have hidden their stories from the people of their country so that they don't get hurt. These people out here, they know what it means by struggling. These people out here, they have learned the value of time. These people out here, they have learned what does it mean by patience. These people out here, they know what does it mean by policing your own potential. Struggling is one of the profound state of life. Why? Because by struggle, what happens? You get a chance to reflect yourself. You get a chance to come out of your comfort zone. When you're struggling, you get a chance to dive into the next zone, the zone that inspires you to become better than who you are right now. The second phase of life, which I would like to call is the struggling phase of life. And now it takes us to the third phase of life, which is the so phase of life. जतिखेर न्युटन अङ्कल आउनुहुन्छ, न्युटन अङ्कल, every action has equal but opposite reaction. You do this, you get that. Worst phase ma, struggling phase ma, you do this, you may not get that. Worst phase ma, you do this, you're like down. So phase ma, you do this, you get that. Neutral. You do this, you get that. यतिको मेहनत गर्नुभयो, यतिको जीवनमा पाउनुभयो. Life is so fair at that moment of time, but life is not always the same. तपाईँको effort is not always going to be equal to the outcome that you get. That's the way it is. We have seen it, isn't it? There are a lot of influences. हावाको इन्फ्लुएन्स छ. एउटा स्विमिङ पुललाई गएर हेर्नुहोस् न, पानी मुभ भइरहेछ यार. हावाले गर्दा, मुनको ग्राभिटीले गर्दा, प्लानेटको फोर्सले गर्दा, अरू रेजिस्टेन्सको कारण गर्दा, there are resistance around us, dude. Be with it. Life is unfair. Maybe it is fair, but maybe we cannot understand it. That's it, you see. Yes, that's the way I say it to myself. तपाईँको effort is not going to be equal to the outcome which you get. Sometimes it's going to be more. Bingo! लटरीमा राख्नुभयो, तपाईँको साइडको मान्छेले पाइदियो, तपाईँले 10 चोटि दिनुभयो, त्यही पनि तपाईँलाई परेन. First time उसलाई पर्दियो. Life is unfair, but maybe it is fair in a different way, the way that we may not be able to understand in this three-dimensional world, you see. The so phase of life, where it looks so fair to us. Now we go to the fourth phase of life. The fourth phase is the momentum phase of life. त्यो खालको phase जतिखेर you are giving your freaking best now. You are at your best. Circumstance राम्रो होला नहोला बारे भएन, but you are at your highest now. You are at your peak state now. Have you realized it? तपाईको लाइफको जति पनि प्रब्लमहरु छ, when you are in that high level of motivation, those big problems, they start to look so small in front of you, isn't it? ठुलो समस्या सानो देखिन्छ when you are at that peak state in your life. The state of momentum. You are like, I can do it. You get inspired from that one quotation. You get inspired from that one role model. You get inspired to do it out. You get that one idea and you're like, I got that idea and I'm going to convert it into reality. I have that momentum now. Trekking you're like, wow, I'm on top of the world and I feel it now. Fire feeling and you're like, damn excited about the fire that you can feel in your heart now. The state of momentum. Every single day, find a way to have that momentum in your belly. Every single day, find a way to have that fire in your heart. Because that is something which takes us to the last phase of life, which is the fortune phase of life. Where you get it. Effort भन्दा बढी पाउन सक्नुहुन्छ. तपाईको जति पनि failure छ, there is this principle of accumulation that says जति पनि तपाईको failure छ, त्यो failure, it gets stored somewhere in the hard disk of the universe, and when you really need it, तपाईको राम्रो कर्म, तपाईको त्यो hard work, it is going to come to you, push you towards it, and you're like, मैले यति दिए यार, यति पाए. एक हान्नुस् 10 लाग्छ त्यतिखेर. Has it happened to you before? एक दिनुस् 10 आयो यार. एक दिनुस् 20 आयो यार. यत्रो effort यत्रो धेरै आयो यार. The fortune state of life. Life gives us those moments for sure. The point is कसैले छिटो पाउँछ, कसैले ढिलो, कसैले लामो समयसम्म पाउँछ, कसैले थोरै, कसैले पाउन साथ फुर्किन्छ, आफूलाई बिगार्छ, कसैले पायो भने त्यसलाई युज गर्छ, दौडिन्छ. It is just like तपाईँ एयरपोर्टमा जानुभयो भने एउटा हुन्छ सिधा हिँड्ने बाटो, त्यहाँ तपाईँ मेहनत गरेर हिँड्नुहोस्, साइडमा हुन्छ हिँड्ने बाटो. हिँड्ने बाटोमा मान्छे अलिकति मात्र हिँड्नुहोस्, अलिकति हिँड्न साथ त्यो मान्छे अगाडि पुगिहाल्छ. Now you cannot say life is unfair. That is the way life works. तपाईको टाइम र मेरो टाइम, it may be different. Maybe I'm in that time in my life जतिखेर I got to run. Maybe तपाईँ यस्तो टाइम आउँछ जतिखेर तपाईँले प्रोटेक्सनको साथमा बस्नुपर्छ, किनकि असिना झर्दैछ यार तपाईँको जीवनमा. टाइम वर्स्ट चलिरहेको बेला तपाईँ 1 करोडको इन्भेस्टमेन्ट हाल्नुहोस्, डुबेन. जब टाइम इज वर्स्ट फर यु, टाइम बेस्ट चलिरहेको बेला सुतेर बस्नुहोस्, डुबेन. यु आर डिस्ट्रोइङ योर लाइफ. तर जब बाटो दौडिरहेछ त्यतिखेर तपाईँ जोरले दौडिदिनुहोस्. नाउ नो वान क्यान बिट यु. साइडमा मान्छे जति जोरले दौडियोस्, तपाईँको बाटो हिँडिरहेछ, तपाईँ त्यसमा दौडिनुहोस् न. नाउ नो वान क्यान बिट यु, इजन्ट इट? द फर्च्युन फेज of life.